Good evening and welcome to the Whiskey Lovers Society with me, Gert Retief. Tonight I am in Tbilisi in Georgia. Absolutely fantastic place. If you love the outdoors, if you like friendly people, if you like fantastic food, if you like fantastic wine, this of course is the place to be. So I did a little bit of a walkabout yesterday. Did a little bit of sightseeing, went to the local flea market, a little bit of a cultural walk with all the paintings, and I put some pictures up. And of course I went for a little stroll in the restaurant street. Absolutely fantastic atmosphere, loads of people out there. And of course in the evening and the sun start going down, all the people are coming out, all the tourists are coming out, a really mixed match of all colors and creeds and languages, walking around in the street having a fantastic time. So I would definitely encourage you, if you would love to see a little bit of Georgia, a little bit of a friendly place, this is definitely the place to be and to have a good time. So tonight we're talking about the Glenfarclas 21-year-old. Quite excited. Not always so easy to find. I did find it. Of course, I'm a real Boy Scout, so I came prepared, so I brought my own sample. I did have a look at some of the shops that do sell whiskey here. It is incredibly expensive. So the one shop that I did find, I'll put some pictures up, not a huge selection. Unfortunately, the prices were crazy. So just as a comparison, average was about double the price that you would pay in Belgium for the whiskey. And considering Belgium is very high already, so it is incredibly expensive. Don't expect to find a bargain when you come and visit. So bring your own sample, like I did. So the 21-year-old, it is of course a Speyside whiskey, 100% Oloroso sherry cask. You have 43% ABV, so not bad. At least it's not 40%. I would like to try this at the 46%, but unfortunately 43 is what you pay for, 43 is what you get. And of course Glenfarclas, family owned, been in the family for many generations. And of course the most attractive thing that I do find with regards to Glenfarclas is the price. The price for me is so much better than so many of the high-end whiskies. Now, how do I do it? I really don't know. The 21-year-old, I will go look for the prices for a full bottle. But if you compare that to any other 21-year-old whiskey on the market, it's going to be so much cheaper. I also have a sample of the 25-year-old, and I have a full bottle at home. So maybe for the next one, I will also look at the 25-year-old, but then I'll do that when I get back home. So I am going to give it a quick nose, a quick taste. And of course, while I do my discussion, maybe I will add a little bit some more photos. I know a lot of people enjoy seeing all the different places that I get to visit, and it is a fantastic place to come visit. Unfortunately, again, I'm at my hotel. Nice glasses, nosing glasses, of course it's not a possibility. Although I did find some nice selections of whiskey in the downstairs bar. Put a little photo on what is on offer. Of course, not a huge selection, but at least they did have some interesting ones. So, cheers. So on the whiskey itself, from what I do know, it is a natural color. I don't say anything about the chill filtration, but 43%, I presume there is some filtration going on. Color-wise, a nice golden amber color. On the nose, cheers. Oh, that is fantastic. There's one thing about Glenfarclas, I've tasted quite many of them. I will also put a link over here somewhere so that you can go look at the other Glenfarclas that I've tried. And one thing on them, they are all absolutely fantastic on the nose. Sherry, that sherry cask influence, absolutely fantastic, the sweetness of it. And this one definitely does not disappoint. The only thing that I'm normally worried about, especially when you go over the 18 years old, sometimes the cask influences can make a whiskey quite a bitter experience. The dark espresso notes coming out, the dark chocolate notes coming out. I haven't seen that on the previous ones that I got. More a hint, so it also shows a little bit of a good cask management, so that the cask does not take over the whole experience of the whiskey. So on this one, the nice soft sherry notes that comes out. So I do get the raisins, I get the dates, I get the figs, and then I get a little bit of that caramel note coming out. And there's something almost like a caramel, dark chocolate, raisin mix that you can get. I think they call it the trail mix. Absolutely fantastic line, and you can definitely get the maturity of the whiskey. That there's no harsh alcohol notes to it. It is a nice, soft, fragrant, sweet, no edges onto the smell. I also get a little bit of a fresh fruit. There's a hint of maybe something going into a dark apple cider. I also get a hint of a buttered popcorn. That little bit of a salty note in the end. Absolutely fantastic. There's a lovely sweetness to it, but it's not an overpowering sweetness. It is just a lovely, subtle sweetness on it. But I also do know, if you do pour it, just give it some time in a glass. I know a lot of the YouTubers were talking about that 5 minutes a year or 10 minutes a year. This one definitely needs that time. The more time that you give it in a glass, it feels like it becomes a little bit sweeter. It becomes a little bit more complex. And I can already smell the sweetness changing. And it is like a little bit more toned down, but sweeter. A little bit more chocolate note coming out. And a little bit more of a vanilla note coming out as well. And a little bit that raisiny sweetness comes out. Absolutely fantastic on the nose. But of course we need to taste it as well. So cheers. Now, the nose promised quite a lot. And there was a little bit of an initial disappointment on it. I would thought it's going to be a little bit sweeter. It was not that sweet. The nose suggested it's going to be a little bit sweeter. But once you have that initial sip, let's just make sure. After that initial sip, it does feel a little bit stronger than the 43% ABV. But when you get that caramels coming out, you get a little bit of a butterscotch note coming out. And of course, you get that sultanas, you get that raisins, you get that figs from the sherry cask. I was expecting a little bit of that rubber note that you get from some of the Oloroso sherry cask. I did not get it on this one. Really sweet, subtle notes. Let me just try one more. It's got a little bit of an oily mouthfeel to it. And then you get that hint of an oak coming out. And I was a little bit surprised. 21-year-old, and I was thinking it might be a little bit too oaky. On the third sip, of course, the oak is definitely there. There is a little bit of a build-up on the oak, but it is not what I expected. I was thinking it's going to be way more oak on it. Lovely. Do like it. Just give it one more. Absolutely fantastic. Now, it is only 43% ABV, but a couple of years ago I saw a review on this one, and I remember I can't remember who reviewed it. They said put a couple of drops of water in it and see the difference that it makes. So 43%, I'm only going to put in 3 or 4 drops of water just to see if memory serves me correct and if a person is correct on their assumption that putting water in it will definitely make a difference on this one. So I'm going to only put in 1, 2, 3 drops of water to see what the effect is. More than that, I'm definitely going to put in. There's definitely a subtle change in the nose. It feels like it's a little bit sweeter on the nose. A little bit more chocolatey raisins coming out. Really nice. But be careful with the water, not too much. And the taste? Definitely a difference. Personally, I think I'm not going to put water in it. I think without water this is just perfect, but there's a little bit less oak on the taste when you add a little bit of water. So 21-year-old Glenfarclas, is it a winner? In my book's absolutely fantastic. I like it, definitely will buy it. I also have the 25-year-old waiting for me, so maybe soon I will be opening that one as well. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my couple of photos and the video that I put up with regards to the visit here in Tbilisi, and maybe it inspires you to come and visit Tbilisi and experience this lovely city. So thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and of course leave a comment, and I see you next time. Cheers.